What's going on, baseball fans? How you doing? Welcome to episode 7 of MLB Hot Takes. Hot takes from you, the subscribers. Let's go talk about it. And what's going on, baseball fans? How are we doing? 81 people to start off the chat. What's going on, everyone? Hope everyone's having a good week so far. It looks like there is no lag tonight. It looks like we are good to go. We tried to do this the other night, and I was just having a whole bunch of issues with Streamlabs. There was an update or something, and when I did the update, something with my settings just got all wonky. I'm not really sure exactly, but basically I had to kind of go back in there and kind of reset all the settings and whatnot, and so it looks like we're okay now. But apologies for that the other night, everyone. That was very frustrating, and but we're good to go now. I figured during that time where, you know, I was kind of trying to fix everything, I figured I would update the intro. Hope everyone likes the updated intro. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually tried to use a different song. I was actually a big fan of, still am, I still think it's the best baseball video game of all time, MVP Baseball 2005. I actually tried to use the theme song for that song, but no, I was getting copyrighted with it, and it was going to be a no-go on that one. So, but sticking with the original intro for the channel. So, but yeah, hope everyone likes the updated intro. So we got some hot takes to talk about. We were going to do this a couple of nights ago, but here we are. We got 10 of them to talk about tonight. I also have a new segment halfway through. I'm going to go through this. I'm going to maybe try and start doing this new segment because, I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. I think maybe you guys will like it. Let's see what you guys think, but I'll talk about it when I get to that point, so stay tuned for that. So I'm seeing just about 100 people in the chat right now. Before I do get started, oh, that is all zoomed out. Okay, hold on. So as you can see, Streamlabs is still giving me some issues. Let's do this, and let's do that. Okay, that's good enough. Alrighty, what's going on? Okay, so if you are new, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell button, hit the share button, hit all the buttons. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so again, this is MLB Hot Takes. So the way this works is I post something on my community tab for you guys to post a hot take, give me your opinion on something, and yeah, I'm gonna read them here and tell you what I think about them. So let's just get to the very first one. And I'm going to start off with a fun one. The Giants run away with first place in the NL West. And, you know, I don't think that's completely too far-fetched. So let's go pull up the standings here. Let's go see where the San Francisco Giants are. This is from Rafael Rodriguez. Rafael Rodriguez, thank you so much for submitting this hot take. I saw at the time 8 people had liked this hot takes, so I figured, hey, I gotta throw it on here for you guys. So let's go take a look at where the Giants are. So as of right now, the Giants are 67-40. The Giants losing to the Astros last night did not help them gain a game. So as of right now, we're seeing the Dodgers 3.5 out from leading the National League West. We see the Padres 6.5. I think it's very possible. The Dodgers have had their injuries this year. They've had ups and downs. They're starting to get healthier. With the Padres, what's going to be going on with Fernando Tatis Jr.? The starting pitching has been a little up and down. The Dodgers made a heck of a move with Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. So they haven't gotten Trey Turner back yet. So Max Scherzer, he will be starting eventually. I think that's going to be a bit of a boost. Honestly, I don't know if I would say run away with the National League West. I could definitely see San Francisco. They've been playing consistent baseball all season. And I just want to point this out. The other night where we were talking about power rankings, man, oh man, I made some Giants fans quite upset putting them in the number 2 spot. I mean, hey, that's just my opinion. I just feel like the Astros I know the Astros lost that series to the Giants, but you know what? I'm still a believer in the Astros. I was not ready to take them off of that number 1 spot just because they lost one series. So I just want to remind everyone with power rankings, I don't just reset everything week to week. I go based off of, kind of how they've been doing for the whole season. I don't just, completely drop everything and start fresh every week. I'm not just going to, for me, I'm not just going to hot potato the number 1 spot. To me, to get that number 1 spot, the Astros, they earned that number 1 spot for me. I'm not just going to automatically yank the rug out from the Astros. Yeah, I understand they lost, 2 out of 3 to the Giants, but hey, it's 2 out of 3 to the Giants and they were on the road. I'm not going to pull the rug out of them just yet. I need to see a little bit more. So Giants fans, hey, calm yourself. I like the Giants. I think the Giants are a good team. So, my goodness, I was getting some hate on that the other night. So, anyway, but back to the Giants. So they're sitting pretty right now, 3.5 ahead of the Dodgers. I definitely think they could win this West. You got to see what this Dodgers team is going to do. They're starting to get healthier. You're going to get Scherzer in the fold here. You're going to get Trey Turner back eventually. So, I definitely think they could run away with it. They've been playing consistent all year. I think more along, it's going to have to do more with, how are the Dodgers going to be doing with their injuries? How are the Padres, going to be doing with their issues? So I think it's going to be a bit of both. The San Francisco Giants being consistent and the Dodgers and Padres, are they going to keep facing their issues? So I wouldn't maybe say run away with the West. I could definitely see the Giants maybe winning this division by maybe 4 or 5 games. I could see something like that. But they're in the driver's seat right now. They're just playing great baseball. They find ways to win. I really like this Giants team a lot. So, but that's what I have on that. So let me know what you guys think in the chat. What do you think of this hot take? Do you think the San Francisco Giants are going to run away with the National League West? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Let me know what you guys think. Yes, West Bronco, I see what you're saying, but it's just one series, my friend. One series. Can't judge it off of one series, my friend. Aries Swordlow is saying the Giants are going to finish 5 behind the Dodgers. LOL says don't think they'll run away, but they'll win. Okay. So kind of seeing some thumbs up, some thumbs down. Hey, Greg F. Dodgers fizzle like the Nets. Could that be? It's possible. A lot of star power. Is it going to end up working out? I would imagine you're probably not going to have Trevor Bauer for the rest of the year. So, all right, seeing some ups and downs. Some people agreeing with this hot take. Some people disagreeing. I can appreciate that. Jesse Burns says it's going to come down to the last 3 days. I definitely think absolutely. That's how talented these teams are. We still have a good 2 months, a little under 2 months to play. A lot can happen. So, but alrighty, everyone. So sounds good to me. You guys are pretty up and down. Some thumbs up, some thumbs down. So all right, cool. Let's move on to our next hot take. Now, here we go. This one hit home for me. The Red Sox won't make the playoffs due to trades made by other teams in the division. So, if we go take a look at the Red Sox right now, they have not been playing great. This has not been a fun time for me. Let's go take a look at this. The Red Sox, as of right now, they're 3-7 in their last 10. They've lost 5 straight, losing to the Tigers last night, getting swept by the Rays. I went to one of those games. And, yeah, the Red Sox just, they're hitting a bit of a skid. good. And but it looks like the Red Sox are doing okay tonight. I've been busy getting it. Yeah, so they're still leading 4-0 in the bottom of the sixth. So they're looking pretty good here in Detroit. Detroit, they've been a pretty good team as of late. So Detroit is not an easy win right now. Maybe in the beginning of the year they looked like they would be a pretty easy win. But as of right now, the Tigers, they're looking pretty good. So to me, I think if a team loses to the Tigers, it's I wouldn't say that's a brutal loss. Like if you lose to a team like the Diamondbacks this year, the Tigers are a little tough. So for the Red Sox, it's going to be interesting though. Where if we take one more look at the standings, they're ahead 2.5 games for the first wild card spot as of right now. 2.5, and then it's Oakland, and the Yankees are 2.5 behind Oakland. So the Yankees made some great moves. The Blue Jays made some great moves, and that's another team too. What are the Blue Jays going to end up doing here? Could this be a 4-team race? I mean, the Yankees are slowly starting to pick up some ground. I mean, like I said this in, one of the power rankings. I said this one night where 1 week can change everything. Look at the Yankees this past week. They've been playing great, 7-3 in their last 10, while the Red Sox are 3-7. So the Yankees have been gaining some games. They're only 2.5 behind in the wild card. I mean, that 6.5 game lead, it's only August 4th. So the Yankees can absolutely make up some ground. They have basically a brand new offense at this point. Two left-handed bat additions in an Anthony Rizzo and a Joey Gallo. I think that was really needed for that lineup. I still think they were a very talented team before the trade deadline, but the fact that they added these two guys to help balance things out a little bit, I think that was really good on the Yankees. So, but then the Blue Jays, I was saying this for, a while, where I thought they needed to add a starting pitcher. I didn't like the starting pitching. I liked the starting pitching, but I didn't quite love it. I needed to see something else in that rotation, especially for down the stretch. So I really like the addition of a Jose Barrios. I liked the bullpen moves that they made. The Toronto Blue Jays look a little more solid to me. So absolutely, I think it's possible. The Red Sox coming into the season, a lot of people were thinking, maybe somewhere along the lines of anywhere from 80, maybe to 90 wins. But I think a lot of people had the Red Sox missing the playoffs prior to the season. So could they be maybe coming back down to earth a little bit? I've been on the record saying, in the most unbiased way possible, I thought the Red Sox could be a playoff team this year coming into this season. I thought it was a good team. I still think they are a good team. They're just hitting a bit of a skid. But I'm not going to dismiss this hot take. I definitely think you could see the Yankees, the Blue Jays, absolutely go on a run, and things can change. I mean, there's a lot of things can change over this next month. You got the dog days of August. Some teams, this is when they start to fade. This is when teams start to really pick it up. I think the Yankees are definitely a team that really have a chance to just go on a crazy run in the second half. Speaking of second half, I actually just made a video today on teams that my top 10 teams in the wild card era that were the top 10 second half teams. So go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. I definitely think the Yankees could be one of those teams. They've been just playing very good lately. They look better. They just look a little more loose out there. They just look, I don't know, they just look like there's a different vibe going on with this Yankees team right now. And the Blue Jays, they're starting to play pretty well. And I think Jose Barrios is really going to solidify that rotation. Like I was saying, I think that rotation, it just needed something. It just felt like it was kind of just lacking something. And I feel like Barrios could be that glue that holds it all together. You're going to be able to push someone into the bullpen. That's going to be another bullpen arm. So absolutely, I am definitely going to say right now, this could definitely happen. From Andrew Lopez Finance. Thank you very much, Andrew. I really appreciate that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this hot take. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Let me know what you think. Let's see what you guys are thinking. 165 people in the chat. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Really appreciate that. Ari Swerdlow with the thumbs up. Orioles with the thumbs down. Football saying thumbs down. What are we saying here? Where are the thumbs? Where are the thumbs, everyone? Matthew with a thumbs down. Depressing Apple, thumbs up. Ethan with a thumbs up. Nicholas with a thumbs down. So we're kind of a bit of a mix here as of right now. Alan with a thumbs up. Trevor with a thumbs up. Caden with a finger up. I guess that means a thumbs up. I don't know what that means. Matthew with a thumbs down. Jace, it's definitely possible. But hey, too good of a team to keep playing bad. I agree. I think they're gonna, they're gonna start getting it together. All teams kind of go through a skid, so I think the Red Sox will turn it around. Jesse Burns, the Red Sox have an elite offense, but their pitching, I agree. I think the pitching needs to stabilize. That's why hopefully Chris Sale can be a good boost. Alrighty, so I'm seeing some more thumbs up here. Alrighty. Okay, everyone, thank you for responding to that. Okay, so let's move on to our third hot take of the night. Let's stay in the AL East. The Yankees and the Blue Jays will go on a tear, and the AL East is up for grabs between the four teams. So I'm not going to spend too much. Klebby, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate that. So could this end up being a four-team race for the division? Let's go take a look one more time at this division. So I definitely think this could absolutely be a four-team race. Definitely could be. You could definitely see Toronto really make up some ground. The Yankees could definitely make up some ground. I mean, how awesome would that be if you end up having four teams fighting for the AL East crown in the last week of the season? I would think, my personal thing, I think you're going to get two teams out of the East for a wild card. I don't know. That's my personal thing. I think the Yankees are too good. I think they're going to make up this ground. I mean, Oakland, I was feeling a little weird about Oakland coming into this year. They did make some nice moves at the deadline. So I'm wondering if Oakland is going to be able to stay strong. Are they going to be, it's going to be tough. I think definitely the Yankees and the Blue Jays can make a run. So I don't know. That's my prediction. If I were to do a hot take, I think two teams out of the East are going to get that wild card. I could definitely see Tampa winning it. Could you imagine a Red Sox-Yankees wild card game? I mean, how awesome would that be? Or even a Red Sox Blue Jays or Yankees Blue Jays wild card game. Like, how awesome of a wild card game would that be? Come on, that would be crazy. But Red Sox Yankees in the wild card game, that's just popcorn. That's just popcorn all over it. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I definitely think you could see these four teams fighting for that crown in that last week. There's just so much talent between these four teams. They're just that talented. So I am going to agree with this hot take. I definitely think it's going to be a lot closer than what people think. Could you see a team like the Rays run away with it? Possibly. Could you see the Red Sox get their act together and maybe run away with it? Possibly. But I agree with this one. I like this one from Klebby. So let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Do you think the Yankees, Blue Jays go on a tear and the AL East is going to come down to all four teams? Sorry, Orioles. I would love for you guys to get involved too, but these four teams are just too good. So, alrighty, a lot of people agreeing with this hot take. I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's see what else you guys keep thinking. Also, I'm going to put on a little music. I forgot to put the music on. I keep forgetting to do that lately. Let me get this music all set up for you while I'm looking at what you guys are saying. So we got some thumbs ups. We're starting to see some thumbs downs. I see one from Baron Gray. I see the Athletics. So, hey, Athletics 510. I've been vouching for this A's team. I'm just wondering, is it going to be, too many teams getting in the mix at this point? I definitely think Oakland absolutely could get a wild card spot. I definitely think that can happen. So let me get this music on for all of you guys. Let's see. Okay, so let me come back to you here. Alrighty, let's move on to hot take number 4. Speaking of the Athletics, depressing Apple. Oh my, depressing Apple. The Athletics missed the playoffs completely to the Yankees or Jays. So we were just talking about it. I was just mentioning this. I was just talking to Athletics 510 in the chat. Could the A's miss the playoffs because of a Yankees or Jays tear? So one more time, let's go take a look here. Alrighty, let's see. Just want to see. Are you guys hearing the music? I feel like I'm not hearing the music. One second. It should be playing. I'm not sure why you guys aren't hearing it. Trying to just get the vibes going for you guys here. There we go. We got it now. We got it. So Okay, alrighty, here we go. So, the A's. Let's go to the wild card standings. You know, I'm wondering if the Astros are going to be too good for this division. One more time. Let me actually go look back at that West. So we see the A's right now 5 games back. So, I mean, this Astros team is so good. Man, I like the A's, but are they going to be good enough? You know, I'm a little worried about the bullpen a little bit. A little worried that, you know, they did make an addition of an Andrew Chafin, but how's that bullpen going to be? While the Astros really solidified that bullpen, that was an area of weakness for them. So I think the Astros became a more complete team at the deadline, but I liked what Oakland did too. I liked they made kind of additions all over the place, you know, bringing in a Marte, bringing in a Chafin. You know, they made some pretty good moves, bringing in Harrison and Gomes from the Nationals. I thought those were all pretty solid moves for the most part for Oakland. Is it going to be enough to help them win this division? I'm not sure. But let's take a look at the wild card. So as of right now, Oakland has a wild card spot. But like I was saying, the Yankees, they're 2.5 back. They are just roaring right now. The Toronto Blue Jays playing great baseball. Look out for the Mariners. The Mariners have been playing, you know, fun baseball this year. I don't think you're going to see Cleveland or the Angels get involved. I think the wild card is going to come down to these 5 teams. If I were to make a prediction, I feel like Seattle, they're just so up and down this year. I wonder if they're going to fall out of it. You know, I did like the move that they made for Diego Castillo. I know they got rid of a Graveman, but, you know, I like that they brought in Toro there. So I like the Mariners. I think that they're, you know, good. I just wonder, a bit up and down this year. Are they going to be able to stay a bit more consistent? They're going to need to play more consistent baseball. As of right now, they're 3 back. I don't know. I just feel like right now, the Blue Jays, man, don't get me wrong, I love the Mariners. They've been playing, what a team they've been this year. They've been fantastic. So, but the Blue Jays just have so much talent on that team. The Yankees are just, in my opinion, I think the Yankees are a juggernaut. I mean, I thought they were so talented already, but now they addressed an area of weakness from this season, adding 2 left-handed bats. I feel like this is going to come down to the Red Sox, the A's, the Yankees, and the Blue Jays for these 2 wild card spots, or maybe the Rays as well. You know, they're not too far ahead in that division as of right now. So could you end up seeing the Yankees win the division? I definitely think you could. I absolutely think you could. If they have a good August, you know, teams have shown you can really turn around your season. Like I said, I made a video today on my top 10 teams in the wild card era in the second half. Teams can absolutely flip the script. So I think the Yankees can definitely win the division. But I think it's going to come down to these 5 teams: Rays, Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays. Could Oakland miss out? It's possible. You know, there's just so much talent. There's so many good teams. Oakland could definitely hold their own though. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Oakland is going to be able to hang on to a wild card spot? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. There's the hot take one more time from Depressing Apple. The Athletics missed the playoffs completely. Let me know what you guys think. And that is also a very good take there, West Bronco. The A's, I mean, in that video today, 3 Oakland A's teams made that list today. 3 of them. So the Oakland A's have definitely shown in the past they can be a second half team. Is it going to be enough, though? So let me know what you guys think. Wow, we got a lot of thumbs ups here. A lot of people not believing in the A's. Wow, oh wow. Athletics 510, he is supporting the hometown team. Jesse Burns, the A's so need a World Series to help them build a new stadium in Oakland. I mean, you kind of feel for the A's, you know? Like, you know, what's going to be going on? Are they going to be moving to Vegas? What's going to be going on? The A's have so many good teams year to year. I wish they could make a run to the World Series. You know, I did that video, today where, gosh, there's so many good A's teams. That 2001 Oakland A's team was so good. They almost had an 800 win percentage in the second half of that year. The 2002 Oakland A's team, well, you know, Moneyball depicts, you know, the movie depicts them as like this team that had no talent. I mean, you still had really good players on that team. You know, Miguel Tejada, Eric Chavez. You still had the three-headed monster with Mark Mulder, Tim Hudson, and Barry Zito. So, you know, that Oakland A's team, sure, they weren't as talented as the 2001 team, but they did better in the regular season. They won one more game than that team did, and I can't believe they lost to the Twins that year, man. But the A's, man, they've had some good teams over the years. 2006 is a team that comes to mind. The 2012 A's, they were incredible in the second half. So, you know, I would love for the A's to, you know, make it to a World Series. I would love that. You know, I think that would be great. But who knows? Is that going to happen in Oakland? Could they end up moving to Las Vegas? Maybe they can change their fortunes there. We'll have to wait and see. So, all right, everyone, let's get to our fifth hot take. Let's move on to the National League. We've talked about enough American League East for now. The Cubs will re-sign Rizzo in the offseason. So, actually very interesting. There were some comments made by Jed Hoyer. Let's go pull up these comments. Here we go. 1 second. Alrighty, so there was a story that came out. So, okay, let's go take a look at this. I thought this was really interesting. Jed Hoyer went on a radio station recently, and he talked about how he tried to, you know, get these guys, you know, locked up. You know, he wanted to actually bring these guys back for the long haul, you know, and kind of be like their core players. So, it was very interesting comments here. So it says here, Hoyer went on the radio Monday and expressed his frustration that the team wasn't able to get long-term deals done with Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, and Anthony Rizzo. Every one of these guys would say they wanted to stay in Chicago. We wanted to be a Cub. But then we would sit down and do negotiations, and that wasn't how they acted. So, you know, it's a very interesting comments. You don't ever see comments like that. So, I don't know, man. I wonder if now... Probably not. I would imagine you're not going to see Anthony Rizzo go back to the Cubs. That's my take. Could you end up seeing Anthony Rizzo just signing for a few years with the Yankees? I could see that. I mean, he's a good fit. He's a first baseman. You know, Luke Voit is always hurt. They definitely could keep on. They could definitely hang on to a left-handed bat. I think Anthony Rizzo makes a lot of sense for the Yankees. You could definitely see Chris Bryant. If I were to make a prediction here, I feel like Chris Bryant. This is my prediction as of right now. I feel like he's gonna go test that market, obviously. I feel like he's just gonna end up getting a better deal somewhere than the Giants. I feel like he's going to be just a rental for the Giants. That's just my gut. I think, you know, there's some other teams out there that would love to have him. Could he re-sign with the Giants? Sure, he definitely could. So, I don't know. I feel like he's one of those guys. He's going to go onto the market. He's going to get some contracts. I know the Giants going to want to match that. I don't know. I think the Giants, they saw an opportunity to get a Chris Bryant this year, and it wasn't going to cost them a whole lot. So they figured, okay, you know, this is worth, you know, giving up an Alexander Canario to, you know, go get a Chris Bryant for this season. I feel like the Giants, they're not going to offer him a big-time contract. You know, you think of Madison Bumgarner. They didn't even bring Madison Bumgarner back. You know, so is Chris Bryant, are they going to offer Chris Bryant something? So, I mean, I know it's two different things. It's apples and oranges, but I don't know. But back to Anthony Rizzo. Jesse Burns with a $5 super chat. No anxiety. The Giants will offer Bryant, $40 million 4-year deal, and that's it. He's not going to get a Harper contract. Yeah, I think the Giants, I think they'll offer him something. I think they'll offer him, you know, something decent. But I think in the end they're gonna get beat out on that. That's just my gut. I feel like the Giants just they don't really ever, you know, get these big contracts out there. So at least nothing comes to mind, unless someone in the chat can remind me. That would be very helpful. But with Anthony Rizzo, I feel like he's gonna end up going somewhere. I just don't think the Cubs. I think the Cubs are going to turn the page now. I think they're going to, you know, they probably wanted to bring these guys in for the long haul and, you know, kind of build around them, you know, but I don't know. Anthony Rizzo, I don't know. I just feel like he's going to end up moving on. That's just my take. Let me know what you guys think here in the chat. Do you guys think Anthony Rizzo ends up going back to the Cubs? Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, Timothy Peterson, Bumgarner has been a bust for the Diamondbacks. So the Giants made the right call there. So we're seeing a lot of thumbs downs. Boy, 258. I really hope so. Madeline, Cubs should move on and get a new core. I agree. I think the Cubs should just start. They added so many prospects. I mean, just build for the future. Build like you did with these guys. I think that's going to be a good move all the way around. Oh, that's right, Huru. Buster Posey. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think Buster Posey is one of those guys that you should lock up. You know, that's like a long-term guy. Catchers like Buster Posey don't come around very often. I thought that was a smart move. And he's still playing great. So, but alrighty, everyone. Let's come back to you here. Alrighty, so we're going to do a bit of a new segment. So, you know, I've seen this. You know, I've seen this on TV. I've seen... you know, maybe other channels on YouTube do this as well. And we've been growing a lot here lately. And as we've been growing, a lot more mean comments have been coming in. So I figured, you know what? Why not go take a look at some of these mean comments? Because, hey, I think they're funny. I think they're great to just look at and just laugh about. So, welcome to, this is not really, I put this together just real quick. So, okay, can you guys hear me now? I'm sorry about that. The Giants played 3 series against the Dodgers and Astros in 2 weeks. Won all 3 series, going 7-3. Find a new hobby. Maybe I should find a new hobby, honestly. But I like talking about baseball. It's fun. I like it. I mean, I don't want to find a new hobby to thingism. I mean, I like talking about baseball. Maybe I'm not the smartest tool in the shed sometimes, but hey, you know what? I like talking about baseball. So, no, I will not find a new hobby. No, I like doing this, and I like talking to the nice people here that are in the chat. So, two-thingism, no, I will not find a new hobby. Let's move on here. Let me actually add the microphone to the next one. I forgot to add. I knew I was forgetting something. So, on to the next one. Just one more. I'm not going to spend too much time on these, but let's go to the next one. So, this was on my How to Fix the Cubs video. Which, I mean, yeah, you know, they didn't listen to any of my suggestions, which is totally expected because I don't know what I'm talking about. But let's go take a look here. Idiot! Straight up trades with no prospects don't happen in MLB with big names like this. Keep watching the NBA clown. Okay, I have 2 things to say about this. First off, in that How to Fix the Cubs video, did you pay attention to the video? I did so many trades with prospects involved in there. And 2, I don't watch the NBA. I keep track of my Celtics a little bit, but you know, I don't know. I find baseball a little more exciting. Is that just me? Hey, I mean, you know, I like baseball more. So no, I'm not going to go watch the NBA. Am I an idiot? Yes, I actually agree with that. I am an idiot. So I agree with you, Reed Turner. So thank you for the 2 mean comments that made the show this week. I appreciate the mean comments. So, all I have to say to you guys is cheer up. Go have a sandwich. Go have some ice cream. Go take a nap. That'll be good. That actually sounds pretty good. I might go do that myself. Alrighty, let's come back to you guys. Let's get back to the hot takes. Alrighty, so we are on number 6. So let's get to it. Speaking of the Cubs, this is a good one. I did the Rizzo one so I could lead into this one. The Chicago Cubs will make the playoffs next year. They will still have Contreras, Hendricks, Wisdom, Horner, Madrigal. I love that. And many arms coming up from the minor leagues. This is, you know, I find this interesting. Could the Cubs end up making some kind of a run? You know, let me go pull up here the Cubs' top prospects. Let's go take a look at this new and improved farm system with the Chicago Cubs. And you know, I don't think this is too out of the question. You know, I mean, this NL Central is historically kind of a weaker division. I don't see why this couldn't happen. Is it going to happen? I mean, we've seen weirder things. You know, we have seen way more weird things in the past. So, hey, I don't see why this couldn't happen. They still have some pretty good talent on the Cubs. Let me actually pull up here the Cubs on Fangraphs on the depth chart. Let's go take a look here. at the Chicago Cubs. So currently, I mean, this team has definitely gotten weaker, but they still have some pretty good pieces here. You still got your Wilson Contreras. That could be, you know, your next long-term guy. Get him locked up as your catcher for the next few years. You know, you still got, you know, I always forget. Is it Bodie or is it Boat? I always want to say Boat. I think it's Bodie. So you still got, you know, you got Ian Happ. I mean, he had a good year last year, but he's struggling this year. You know, he's only 26 or just about 27 years old. He's having a bit of a down year. You know, could he get it turned around? Possibly. How is Bodie doing this year overall? Not a really good year for him either. The one thing with the Cubs is, I mean, they got a lot of payroll money coming off the books. Could you go out and maybe get a couple of free agents too? That's possible. You still got Kyle Hendricks there. I think that's a guy, like a good 3 for your rotation. You got a couple of young guys and an Albert Alzolay. What do you do with a Zach Davies? Maybe. I don't see Jake Arrieta sticking around. You know, the bullpen, you can probably fill that in with free agents and, you know, some prospects coming up. Let's take a look at those prospects. You know, look out for Braylon Marquez. How's he doing right now? Let's take a look at the stats. Has he pitched? What's going on with Braylon Marquez? Is he hurt? Why doesn't he have any stats? Braylon Marquez. Where are you? Anyone got any info on Braylon Marquez? I have not kept an eye on him. Let's pull him up. Is he hurt? Oh, he had a shoulder strain. Interesting. Oh, that stinks. So, okay. Well, that's not good. But if he is healthy, I mean, definitely expect him to really be a key contributor in the future. Absolutely. Look out, you know, for a guy like Brennan Davis. Brennan Davis having a pretty good year in the minor leagues. In Double-A, he's got a 375 on base, 260 average, 9 homers. So I think this is a guy to keep an eye out for. Brennan Davis, very athletic. You know, a Miguel Amaya. What are they, you know, do they end up letting Wilson Contreras go and moving on with a Miguel Amaya instead? He's got a 406 on base. I mean, he's only hitting 215, only 1 home run. So he's getting on base a lot. So just needs to get that hitting going. But he's got a 50 hit, 50 power. He's got a good arm. He's really good in the field. So I think he'll end up giving you a bit more defensively than a Wilson Contreras. That's just my opinion. But if we go back to the stats, he's had in high A ball in 2019, he had a 351 on base. He's not really too much of a hit guy. Definitely more in the field. This is kind of one of those guys where what I'm seeing here, good defense. He'll get on base for you. He's not really going to give you too much with the contact. You know, he'll give you some power here and there. But I kind of like catchers. To me, I favor more of those catchers where they're so good defensively and they can handle a pitching staff. And if they can give you anything, you know, average to above average with the offense, I think that's good. So, but then you got a lot of other guys that are really far away. You know, they did out of Pete Crow Armstrong. I like that. Ed Howard, they just drafted recently. They just got Alexander Canario, Vizcaino. So, you know, they're going to be a few years away here with some of these younger guys. And you got some other guys here like a Caleb Killian in Double-A. You know, Corey Abbott is a guy to look out for. Greg Deichmann, they actually did just get. He's a number 20 prospect as of right now, so look out for him. So, sure, they could have some young guys that could come up, and don't forget, they got Nick Madrigal. So, really like that move for the Cubs. I don't think they're as far away as people might think. Are they going to be able to make it next year? Like I said, we've seen some weirder things. They could go out in free agency. Do they really want to be spending money? I don't know. You know, the Yu Darvish thing was a complete salary dump. So, I don't know what they're going to be doing with money in the offseason. I could see Jed Hoyer maybe making some smarter, you know, some pretty smart moves, maybe bringing in some guys that are on the cheap and, you know, can provide some value for the Cubs next year, maybe keep them in contention. But, you know, it's tough to see them competing right now. But like I've said, we've seen some weirder things, and that NL Central is historically on the weaker side. So anything's possible. I think that would be pretty fun if they had a young team next year and they just kind of go on this run. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So, but let me know what you guys think down below in the chat. Do you think the Cubs could be a playoff team in 2022? Let me know what you guys think. Madeline with the thumbs downs. Tom Ryan with the thumbs downs. Lifelong Cubs fan. Nope. Hayward contract. Oh, yeah. That Hayward contract, man. When is that up? Like 2025? 24? Oh, brutal contract. Brutal. Cubs are down in the dumps, in my opinion. A lot of thumbs downs. Brandon says no chance. Sports Kids, not 22, maybe 23, probably 24. I like that. I like that. I mean, I'm more of an optimist by heart, so I'm hoping we see a good Cubs team next year. I've always had a soft spot for the Cubs, and yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Not looking very likely right now, but yeah. But alrighty, everyone. Okay, so it seems like most of you are disagreeing with that one. So let's try another hot take. Here we go. So our next hot take, let's stay in the NL Central. The Cardinals wake up and storm past the Reds and the Brewers to win the Central. You know, it's really funny because on my top 10 second half teams that I posted today, the Cardinals made that list from 2011. The Cardinals have shown in the past they can be a second half team. Could this happen? Let's go take a look at the standings. Let's see what we got to work with here. So the St. Louis Cardinals, let me pull up their roster as of right now. Let's go to the standings. So the St. Louis Cardinals in the wild card, they are 7 out in the wild card. They're a 500 team as of right now. Very stagnant team, man. Like, they have just not been able to really just put anything together. Ever since they lost Jack Flaherty, they just fell down the tubes. I don't know what's going on. But as of right now, they're 10.5 back in the division. So I just looked at the wild card. The wild card looks a little more likely. I mean, more possible. This division, with the way the Brewers are playing right now, they're just so good. I picked the Brewers to win the division before the season started because I just saw such a complete team. Well, maybe not complete. The offense could have used another bat, but they added a Willy Adames. You know, they've added an Eduardo Escobar. I like those moves. The pitching, the starting pitching is great. The bullpen was really good. They've added some guys for middle relief. I think Milwaukee is simply just too strong. I think they're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. Do not sleep on the Milwaukee Brewers. You know, all the attention are going to the Giants, the Dodgers, the Padres. But the Brewers, I think a lot of people don't want to give the Brewers a chance simply due to the fact because they're just never really successful in the postseason. I think this could be one of those teams that are a little different, you know. I really like this Brewers team. I love the defense, to be honest with you. I love the Milwaukee Brewers defense. They just have some solid defenders out there. Willy Adames has found a home. You know, the Brewers finally find their shortstop, and they got so many good pieces on the starting pitching staff. The bullpen is a little more complete now. I like the Brewers. I'm hoping they can make some kind of a run. I know a lot of people are focusing on these 3 teams in the West, but could you see the Brewers make a shocking run to a World Series? I'm telling you right now, if it's not my Red Sox in the World Series, obviously I want to see my Red Sox in the World Series, but if that doesn't happen, as a baseball fan, I would love to see the Rays and the Brewers in the World Series. What a World Series that would end up being 2 low payroll teams. I would love that for the World Series this year. Give it to me. Man, I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. So let's see what you guys think. Do you think the St. Louis Cardinals are going to make a run in the NL Central, storm past the Reds and the Brewers? Andrew Moore, thank you so much for this hot take. I appreciate that, my friend. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs downs, though, unfortunately, so far. Not seeing a lot of faith in the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah, I figured. Yep, Adam H. says, nope, the Brewers are too good. So it's looking like we're going to have to give up on the dream of the St. Louis Cardinals making a run. So, hey, Joshua Barclay having some hope for the St. Louis Cardinals. So, all right, everyone, let's move on. We got 3 more hot takes to talk about before we end tonight's show. Hot take number 8. Okay, so let's go to the NL East. Bryce Harper wins the MVP and leads the Phillies to the playoffs. Man, pretty decent hot take there. The Phillies are playing some pretty good baseball lately. They're starting to heat up. Let's go take a look here. So, pulling up the Phillies. So, in the standings as of right now, the Mets have lost 3 straight. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Phillies winning. They've gained 3 games on the Mets in the last 3 games. Only one game above 500, but this NL East just stinks. It's crazy. But look at the Atlanta Braves. Look at that run differential, plus 54 right now. Don't be surprised if the Braves make some kind of a run too. But it's looking like it's going to come down to these 3 teams. But let's focus on Philly. I think a lot of people, they don't really seem to remember the Phillies got a good team. They got some good players. I mean, take a look at the lineup. I mean, they got some great guys out here. You got guys like Harper. We'll talk about Harper here in a second. JT Realmuto, Rhys Hoskins, Didi Gregorius. I know Alec Boehm's having a pretty down year, but Alec Boehm is a guy to keep an eye out for. He was one of the top prospects before. I really loved the addition of a Kyle Gibson at the trade deadline. I love the addition of Ian Kennedy for the bullpen. That bullpen definitely needed it, and he is now their closer. So, I mean, I love the rotation. I like the addition of Ranger Suarez in there. I think that's a pretty good little addition right there. So the Phillies got the starting pitching. They already had the starting pitching before. I think they needed some more depth, and they added it with a Kyle Gibson. Ian Kennedy's going to help that bullpen out. That really needs it. They also brought in a Freddie Galvis. Andrew McCutchen is going to come back eventually. So the Phillies could definitely win this division. It's up for grabs. I mean, the Mets don't really seem to want to, they don't really want to make up their minds. Are they going to be a team that's for real? Are they going to, what's going on with this New York Mets team? Are they going to, make all Mets fans sad across the land for another year? Is Giraffe Neck Mark going to cry himself to sleep yet again? I don't know. But for the Phillies, let's take a look at Bryce Harper. So let's take a look here at the batting leaders as of right now. So Bryce Harper, as of right now, having a really good year. He's hitting .301. He's got 17 homers. He's got a .414 on base, a .553 slugging, having a very good year. Let's see where he ranks on Fangraphs in terms of wins above replacement. Let's take a look at the National League. I feel like Bryce Harper is kind of under the radar this year. I feel like you're not hearing too much about him. But if you take a look, Bryce Harper on Fangraphs, he ranks 10th right now in wins above replacement. If we take a look at him offensively, he is currently number 4 in offense, according to Fangraphs. He's got some competition. You got guys like a Fernando Tatis Jr. He has missed some games this year. Harper has missed some games too this year. He's had his run-ins with some injuries. Max Muncy's had himself a really good year. Ronald Acuna Jr. was looking like a good bet for the MVP this year, but he's down for the rest of the year. You got some guys. Freddie Freeman is having another good season. He has really picked it up as of late. Bryce Harper could definitely be in the mix. I think it's going to come down to what are these guys going to do in September. I think, the dog days of August, that's a real thing. But who is going to heat up in September? Who is going to be the guy that picks it up? Who's going to be the guy that gets hot? If Harper gets hot in September, and I think if the Phillies end up winning that division or maybe getting a wild card spot, it's going to be tough with those West teams. But Harper definitely has a chance. I definitely think so. So let me know what you guys think here. Do you think Bryce Harper will lead the Phillies to the playoffs? Do you think he'll get an MVP in the process? I think this is actually a great hot take from Matthew Bradigan. I think this is something where it's worth a discussion, and I like it. So let me know what you guys think here. Sal, he gives it a thumbs up. He buys the takes. Tom Ryan, thumbs down. Tatis, Betts, or Bryant. Phillies missed the playoffs. Cujo with the 3 thumbs up. Greg F is not quite deciding. Thumbs up, thumbs down. So maybe. Matthew Bradigan, there he is with the thumbs up. He agrees with his hot take. Ben with the thumbs down. Aiden with the thumbs up. Wesley with a half and half. Joshua with a couple of thumbs ups here. Jace, I feel like Harper could definitely win MVP. Tatis and DeGrom have been injured so much, but their pitching isn't enough to make the playoffs, in my opinion. We'll have to see if Kyle Gibson can give them that boost that they got him for. Isaac with the thumbs up. MLB Joey with the thumbs down. So Luke Thompson giving us the update. Bryce with the RBI double right now. Alrighty, so Matthew Bradigan, very good hot take. Thank you so much for that. Here we go. Hot take number 9. Okay, this is a fun one. So let's go talk. Let's talk some rookies. So Eric Hayes, rookie of the year. Could he do it? He's actually having a pretty good year. So let's go pull him up here. So for the Detroit Tigers, they've been a pretty fun team. Oh, it was Eric Haas. Sorry, Eric Haas. I apologize. So moving over to the screen. Alrighty, so Eric Haas. Hey, he's been pretty good this year. He's having a low-key, pretty decent year, hitting 247, 18 home runs, 46 RBIs. The on-base could be a little better, but the slugging is really good for him. Let's take a look here at the Detroit Tigers. So let's pull this up, and let's pull up the leaderboards in the American League. Let's go look up some rookies. I believe Eric Haas just won, like, Rookie of the Month or Rookie of the Week. I can't fully remember. But Eric Haas right now, he's 4th in this American League, when it comes to the wins above replacement rankings on Fangraphs. He's got a few guys ahead of him. You got an Akil Baddoo. You got a Randy Arozarena. You got an Adolis Garcia. I feel like it's going to end up coming down to Garcia or Arozarena. I would love to see an Akil Baddoo win it. I think Akil Baddoo is an electric player. This is an all-around kind of a guy where, this guy, 268 average, he gets on base, 10 home runs, 43 RBIs, 14 stolen bases. I love me an Akil Baddoo. Eric Haas, I feel like it's not going to be quite enough. I mean, the home runs are definitely there, but when you see a guy like an Adolis Garcia with 23 home runs, he's out homering him, he's out RBIing him. You have to remember with these awards, they look at the basic stats. They're not really looking at the advanced, things. They're not looking at the advanced metrics so much. They're looking at, batting average, home runs, RBIs, on base. Before they weren't even looking at on base all that much, years ago. And then on the pitching, they're looking at, wins, ERA, strikeouts. They're not looking at, these other things like WRC plus and all that kind of stuff. WRC plus, Eric Haas actually leads all 4 when it comes to that category. But, I just think in the end, he'll finish with a really solid year. But I feel like it's going to be, you got these other names. Randy Arozarena, I feel like can win it just because of the name. But Adolis Garcia is going off, 23 home runs as of right now. Where Arozarena might make it a little bit competitive is he has a much better on base. He has a slightly better batting average. He's striking out less. He's walking more. So are the voters going to take that into consideration? I don't know. So I think it's going to come down to those two. Maybe Akil Baddoo. I mean, maybe he ends up, I think it's, he's still got a long ways to go here. I feel like in the end, Eric Haas is going to fall short. I would love it. I would love it if this is a guy, and hey, both guys on Detroit, 2 guys in Detroit right now gunning for that American League Rookie of the Year. But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win the American League Rookie of the Year? Let me pull this back up for you guys. Do you think it's going to be Eric Haas, or do you think it's going to be an Adolis Garcia, a Randy Arozarena, an Akil Baddoo? Do you think a guy like maybe, like an Andrew Vaughn just goes crazy in the last couple of months here? Do you think he could win it? Let me know who you guys think who do you think is going to win the American League Rookie of the Year? Let's see what you guys think. And also, if you can, react to this. Eric Haas wins Rookie of the Year. I'm seeing some thumbs down. But also, let me know. And then there's also pitching as well. I actually forgot to look at the pitching. So let me actually pull up the pictures here. So real quick, let me come back to you guys. I'm so sorry. I forgot to pull up the pictures. But Orioles, thank you so much. I mean, you got some guys here. Cole Irvin is having a pretty decent year. Luis Garcia, Dane Dunning. McClanahan's a guy, too. McClanahan's, Logan Gilbert came up a little later, but he's been having a pretty good year. So, Casey Mize, Michael Kopech. So, absolutely, it could go to a pitcher, too. So, I apologize not pulling up the pictures. But, but let me know who you guys think. So, Randy Arozarena. Yeah, Joshua. I feel like his name value is going to get the votes. You know what I mean? Like, he just had such a crazy October last year. I wonder if they're going to, take that in, I don't know. These voters are weird sometimes. But we're seeing a Luis Garcia, we're seeing Baddoo. I know Fuzzy, he loves him some Akil Baddoo. I know he's going to want him to win the American League Rookie of the Year. Seeing a lot of Baddoo fans here in the chat. So, yeah, Joshua Barkley. Randy Arozarena has had some pretty good defense this year. So, That's definitely something to consider. Are the voters really going to weigh that heavily? It's funny with the Rosarina. He's got a pretty low defense, but he has some defensive runs saved, so he makes up for it in that department. But alrighty, let's move on here. I appreciate your answers, everyone. So definitely some back and forth on who could win the Rookie of the Year in the American League. I'm seeing some Luis Garcias in the chat too, so he's having a pretty good year. Actually, let me go back to that real quick. Luis Garcia for Houston. I mean, Houston is a team, hey, they're winning the West right now, and Luis Garcia has been a big part. Over 10 strikeouts per 9, a 3.48 FIP. I mean, what a good year for Luis Garcia. Cole Irvin too. The A's right now are in a wild card spot. So, Fangraphs, you also have to remember Fangraphs, they weigh their wins above replacement a little differently than like a Baseball Reference. They take into consideration a lot of the expected numbers as well. So that's why Fangraphs is going to be a little different in terms of the WAR. So just keep that in mind. I like Fangraphs personally. That's just me. But Baseball Reference is really good too. So, alrighty, everyone, let's get to our last hot take of the night. I appreciate you guys being here to this point. Still seeing 114 people in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Let's get to our last hot take. Alrighty, this is a fun one from Drew Venny. Been in the chat in this channel now for quite a while. Drew Venny. Both the Mariners and the Marlins win their divisions in 2022 thanks to some big free agent signings. Man, oh man, this is a heavy one here. I like it. I like it. Let's go take a look here. Let's go pull up the Mariners. Let's go pull up the Marlins. This is a fun one. I like this. So here we go. Let's pull up the Marlins. And let's pull up the Mariners. So, and as we all know, the Mariners this year, they have been a fun team. They have been staying in contention. I don't know if they're really going to be quite there, but the Mariners, man, they got some young talent coming up. Logan Gilbert's already been a pretty good guy for them this year. So with the Marlins, you've got some young guys already. You got a Chisholm. Hopefully he can stay more healthy next year. You got some other guys here. And then but the pitching has been awesome. You added a Jesus Luzardo. Can he turn it around with the Marlins? So it looks like the Marlins are going to throw him into the rotation now. It looks like he's expected to start this Sunday. So excited for that. And then if we take, I'll stick with the Mariners or the Marlins right now. Marlins top front. Oops, that's not right. Here we go. Marlins top prospects. So who are some? And Sixto Sanchez is he going to come back eventually? Wow. What is there any update on him? Sixto Sanchez. What is the last thing he said? I know he had the surgery, but is there any update at all? No, just saying he had the surgery on July 22nd. So, I'm wondering, is he going to be back in time for next season? So, I mean, that's always tough to see, man, when you see a shoulder surgery like that. Ugh. Hopefully he can get it together. But you got some other guys, coming up for the Marlins. Trevor Rogers has been really good for the Marlins, but you got some other guys here. Max Meyer, could we see him? How's he doing? Max Meyer, look at Max Meyer in Double-A. Oof. 1.93 ERA over 14 starts. I think we could see Max Meyer at some point next year. Maybe kind of like Logan Gilbert comes up, after about a month or two. Edward Cabrera, this is a guy to keep an eye out for. Big fastball from him. Looking at the stats, he's having a good year down in the minors right now in Triple-A right now. He has had 3 starts, a 3.38 ERA, good amount of strikeouts. Oh, this young pitching, man. This young pitching. Look out for guys, Braxton Garrett's been pretty good this year for the Marlins. So a lot of young pitching here. Nick Neidert this year has been pretty decent for the Marlins. I mean, they definitely have the pitching to be able to compete. Are they going to be able to add any kind of offense? Let me actually pull up here 2022 MLB free agents. Who are maybe some guys that they could go after? So let's take a look. But alrighty. So, Trevor Bauer, no on Arenado, no on Kershaw. I'm more looking maybe for guys, I don't think they'll go after a Chris Bryant. Probably not a Trevor Story or a Marcus Semien. Could you maybe see something? Wait, hold on. I'm trying to look. What's their roster looking like right now? So they got a Jesus Aguilar at first. I mean, could they maybe take a look at someone like a Brandon Belt? Maybe something like that. Could you see Anthony Rizzo maybe? I don't know. I don't think they're going to go for any of these big guys, obviously, because that's not what the Marlins really do. I could see them maybe going for, some cheaper guys. I don't know. Maybe someone like a Michael Conforto, something like that. So I don't think he's going to be too expensive, and he's not really too old. Could you see, I don't know, Carlos Correa maybe? No. No, they won't do that. They won't do that. What do they, so you could just put Jazz Chisholm over at second. Is Rojas a free agent after this year? What's going on with him? He's a vesting option for 22. That'd be crazy if they went after someone like a Carlos Correa. I don't even know. What kind of money are they, I don't know. Is there any word on what maybe the Marlins might be looking to do? You don't really see the Marlins ever giving out big contracts. Look what happened with Giancarlo Stanton. That didn't really work out. So, but yeah, for the Marlins, I feel like you're not really going to see them go after someone like a Correa. Could you maybe see like a Javier Baez? Maybe. So I think that could be pretty fun. So I don't think he's going to be too expensive. So you could maybe see something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't think they really need to add any pitching. I think they're fine with the pitching. Let these young guys keep, just keep progressing. Could you go? I don't think they'd go after a Freeman. That guy's going to be so much money. Let me just pull up I'm going to not even really look at the pitching as of right now. I'm just going to look at the batters. I don't know. Could you bring in McCutcheon on some kind of a 1-year deal maybe? He has a club option, so maybe something like that, like a 1-year deal. I don't know. Corey Seager, I feel like is just going to be too much money. I feel like the Yankees are going to make a big run for him. I think the Yankees are going to go after him. Maybe like a Brandon Crawford. Maybe something like that. I think it's going to come down to these kind of lower tier guys that aren't really making all that much money. I think Correa would be pretty fun. I don't see them doing. I think Javier Baez would be pretty fun. From Puerto Rico. I think that you have that connection with the Hispanic community. I think that could be pretty fun. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone like a Tommy Pham. I could see something like that. But I definitely think the Marlins definitely could go for a guy in free agency. I don't see that. I don't think they're going to go after what they did with, giving Giancarlo Stanton all that money. I don't think that's, they're not going to give money out like that. But I could see them making some respectable moves to put them in contention because they already have these young guys already really starting to contribute. So that's going to be something to keep an eye out for. But how about the Mariners? I think you're going to see the Mariners get involved. I think for the Mariners right now, they're almost there. Kyle Seager. So how does that work again? He has the club option, right? He has a club option for 22. Yeah, so I feel like they're going to decline that. So that's probably not going to work. Could you, I think Chris Bryant. Why not Chris Bryant? I think that could be a perfect move. That's an opening right there. The Mariners are in contention. Chris Bryant is going into a team where he is going to be with a team that is now, these young guys are ready to play now. And they're going to be a team that's going to be competitive for the next few years. I could definitely see Chris Bryant for a Seattle Mariners team. Why not? I don't see why that's out of the question. Could you see... I don't know. So, JD Martinez is a player option. Could you go for... They need some offense. I think the Mariners need to add some bats. I think JD Martinez could be a pretty fun fit for the Mariners. So, we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Again, Chris Bryant, I think, is a guy to really keep an eye on. Could you maybe bring in, someone like a Marcus Semien on a pretty good deal? Like a 4-year deal or something like that. I know you have J.P. Crawford, but... how is Crawford doing this year? I feel like he's doing pretty good. And he's a young guy, so I don't know, maybe you could move Crawford over. Well, they have Toro. I don't know. I mean, like, they did add Abraham Toro, but the thing with Chris Bryant is, like, Toro can play second, too. So, Bryant could end up playing third or whatever it may be. So, you could always move Crawford over somewhere else. With Crawford, he's played every game at shortstop this year. He's been okay. 267 average, a 328 on base. I mean, he's been fine. The defense has been good with him. Offensively, he's a bit underwhelming. So, I don't know. Could you maybe see like a Marcus Semien? Something like that? I could see kind of a guy maybe like that. Could you see, Nick Castellanos? I think that could be a good bat for the DH spot. So, who is their DH as of right now? Luis Torrens. How's he doing? So, he's only 25. Luis Torrens, 61 games? Oh, okay, only hitting 216. So, hey, DH could be a good spot. I could see something like a JD Martinez or maybe even Nick Castellanos. I think those could be two pretty fun fits. Could you maybe go for a Trevor Story or a Corey Seager? Possibly. I mean, I don't see why that couldn't happen. Again, Chris Bryant as well. Go back here. I think the outfield, I think they'll probably leave the outfield alone. Jared Kelenic is there. He's starting to look a little better. Julio Rodriguez is going to come up eventually. So I don't think they make any big moves for the outfield. I mean, you got Mitch Haniger. I think he's got 1 year left on that deal. So I think I think the Mariners are going to be a team to look out for. Could you go for Javier Baez too? So I think I could definitely see them looking at some shortstops. I could definitely see them looking at, some DH guys if they decline their player options. JD Martinez. I could see JD Martinez doing, exercising his player option. I could see that. He seems to like Boston. So, but I could definitely see a Marcus Semien, a Corey Seager, a Chris Bryant, one of those kind of bats. I think the Mariners, look out for them on the free agent market. I think the Marlins could be a pretty interesting team on the free agent market this year. So, but getting back to the hot take, are they going to be division winners? Let's see what you guys think. Give me a thumbs up if you think these teams are going to win their divisions. I mean, that NL East right now, it's so up for grabs. I mean, I don't know. Is it going to get any better next year? The Mariners, I mean, are the Astros going to fall off for next year? What's going on with the A's? The Mariners could be a division winner next year. I don't see why that's an impossible thing. So I think the Marlins could definitely be a competitor next year. So let me know what you guys think. Cujo, neither. But if I had to bet on one, I'm going Seattle. I feel like Seattle is probably, people are going to lean more towards that one just because they are having a bit of a down year. Up for the M's, down for the Marlins. I'll tell you right now, though, if the Marlins win that division next year, that's going to be so fun. So, Orioles with a thumbs down. Jordan saying neither. Athletics with the thumbs down. Athletics with the thumbs down. Doesn't want the Mariners winning that division. Wesley Chad Larks, yes, for the Mariners. Neither. Marlins can get wild card with their pitching, though. I love that Marlins pitching. Phillies. Mike, you have the Phillies winning that division next year. Thumbs downs from Binks and Poi. Alrighty. Cool, everyone. But yeah. Alrighty, cool. We got through an episode of Hot Takes. We had no issues with the connection today. We had no issues with lags today. Yeah, fun night, everyone. I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. We were over 100 people the entire time. A good night of Hot Takes. I really appreciate that. Everyone, I want to thank you all for coming out. Hey, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Hey, come back next week. I'm going to try and keep doing this every week. I think it's a fun little thing to do every week, especially as we get through the dog days of August and we go down the stretch for the month of September and to the playoffs. So, but yeah, everyone. Also, hey, if you are new and you have yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button for me. If you can, everyone, hit that like button before you get out of here. Hit the bell button so you're notified of all the videos. Share the stream. Yada, yada, yada. So, everyone, thank you again for coming out tonight. Have a good rest of your night. Have a good day tomorrow. And I will see you next time.